Scroll now if you're sensitive. Okay. Ask yourself why the people around you are so okay with you falling short of your potential. Is it because they too fall short of their potential and they only want to be around people who are here with them? Because God forbid you be around somebody that holds you accountable and challenges you and pulls you up. Right? Your friends will buy you a drink, but they won't call you and say, hey, I can't afford to schedule you a photo shoot, but I can afford to hold the camera today for a couple hours if you want to get some content off, if you need to take some new pictures, if you want to promote some things, or maybe we just grab our laptop and we send a bunch of emails to a bunch of brands and see who needs new promotion. Your friends will buy you a shot, but they won't take a shot at your ego because they don't want to be held accountable. They will repost your picture, but they won't reinforce your discipline. Your circle is why you're basic. So switch it up. If you need a real friend, I'm at Muscle Parade every day, 80 hours a week. So come talk to me. Come on, let's be friends. Have a beautiful day, guys.
When America goes, this will happen. It's not if, it's a matter of when. When America falls, when America goes, all the countries of the world who traded with America, who dealt with America, will weep. Why? Not because they love America. They love themselves and for the loss of their trades. They lost a lot of money. Their economy crashed because America's economy influences the rest of the world's economy. When America's economy is weak, you see that reflective on a global scale. All countries feel the ramification of that, and when America is flourishing, so as the rest of the world. Therefore, America's position determines how the rest of the world is or will be. So when America falls, the rest of the world will weep, except China and Russia. But the rest of the world will definitely feel the pain. They will feel the pain because America is the center of attention for the rest of the world. So that's why in verse 11 it says, and the merchants of the earth, meaning all countries, will feel the pain when America goes. And the merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, for no one buys their merchandise anymore. That's why they're weeping and mourning, because nobody is going to give 1 penny about them. They've lost all their money. They've lost all their trades. Businesses have gone.
This clip of Elon Musk is starting to go viral after everyone thinks he glitched in the Matrix. And this is the clip right here. Watch this.
Yeah, refurbishable might be better.
Look at this.
But where do you think it failed, and where do you think, like, what
Look, you
lessons
see?
you learned that
You see?
you know you're not going to be making on Starship? Like, do a mission. You're just trying to get data.
See, like, what's going on right now?
now?
So he was just doing an interview and touring a facility when it all...
But then I think Elon Musk is autistic, so I mean, this looks like, but then this looks so weird. Let's get back.
happened. And after that was posted, it blew up everywhere. People were saying that he's a cyborg and he created himself with his own technology. Someone also said that he's short-circuiting. And also people were saying that's just a glitch in the Matrix. But to be honest, I've never seen anything like that. But it is one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen. And there's also that other clip when he was at the White House doing the head roll. And it's causing everyone to think that he's a robot or something. But I'm so curious to know, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think it's a glitch in the Matrix? Or do you think it's him just being his regular self? Go ahead and let me know.
For the next 30 days, I need you to be as delusional as possible. And when I say delusional, I mean you need to move towards the thing you're working for like your life depends on it. Whether it's getting into shape, getting that new car, making a new business, it doesn't matter. So many of you have never tasted true success because you got halfway through and quit. Life doesn't care how you feel. It simply cares if you did or you didn't. For the next 30 days and the foreseeable future after, you are going to move with such a sense of urgency, people around you are going to call you crazy. But remember one thing, to be successful is to be misunderstood. Cut out all the noise, go do you, and go get what you truly deserve. See y'all at the top.
My God, China is doing something crazy. So China is now building a military city. That's right, you heard it right. A military city. I shit you not. Not the Pentagon where it's like a building and a few buildings. No, an entire city dedicated to the purpose of the military. And people are speculating that China is now preparing for something big, a war or something, because this has never been done. An entire city dedicated to the bloody military. The US has the Pentagon. China has an entire city. Holy crap.
Right before your soulmate's going to come into your life, right before wealth or prosperity is about to come, right before you're about to find out your next level or your purpose, all of these challenges will come to squeeze out of you every vibration that is not of the light of the Creator, that you've carried from lifetimes and even this lifetime. We should get excited about that. We should embrace that. The Kabbalists say you pause, and you say, what a pleasure. What a pleasure that now I get to experience these doubts, this confusion, this lack of clarity. It's actually training yourself to get excited about the darkness, and that is the first step of becoming like God, becoming like the Creator, and then accessing the world of miracles.
Bro, Mother's Day is not what y'all think it is, man. You hear me? And I understand how easily we can be fooled, man. Because I was there at one point too. Fooled. But when you get the true knowledge, man, look forward and never turn back. But just like any other holiday, everything has a story to it. Mother's Day did not come from celebrating mothers, man. It did not come from celebrating mothers. It's a lot of stuff that they hide in these history books, man. A lot of stuff that we don't know that we should. Mother's Day came from the executed mothers that gave up their first sons, man. It was a day where they executed about 300 to 400 moms because they knew they couldn't bear the pain of being without that first son, that first child. Mother's Day is not about celebrating mothers, man. We celebrate our moms every day. That's every day. So stop believing these people, man. Nowadays, it's all about money. It's all about greed. That's what it's about now. But before, it was a bloodbath, man.
Women were created for men. We were made to be helpmeets. The order is God, Christ, man, woman. We're always supposed to go from our father's houses to our husband's houses. Biblically speaking, we are the weaker vessel. We need a hedge of protection. We were never supposed to be independent women. And God loves things decently and in order. It's not the other way around. The man can protect himself. Women, we need help. We were created for one man, not multiple men. That's why a lot of times women are so crazy, because they deal with multiple men, multiple spirits. It's supposed to be one flesh with your husband. Never multiple one-night stands, never multiple boyfriends. One flesh, one husband. Now, you may not like the purpose, but that's why you were created, sis.
The sad truth is that COVID came from the University of North Carolina, which is the leading researcher on beta coronaviruses, working with the U.S. government with the strange idea, ladies and gentlemen, of creating a vaccine for bats. And I have to admit, what I'm about to tell you is only 99% sure. What they wanted to do was to have something that could be put into the air in caves in Southeast Asia that the bats would inhale, and then make the bats immune to new infections by these beta coronaviruses. It sounds wild, and it is, but it's a grim truth hidden from view.
This is a big claim. It's the first time that I hear it. Can you tell us a bit more about this? How and why?
The United States did it most likely for the very reason it says in a proposal you can find online, by the way. It's called the Diffuse proposal, submitted to the Defense Department Advanced Research Program. The idea was that American soldiers fight in Southeast Asia. They could get sick from these viruses transmitted by the bats. So we should create vaccines protecting bats from infection. Honestly, only the U.S. Department of Defense could come up with this. Now, because of people who leaked information, we now have a very good record. And what most likely happened is there was a lab accident. So they did these experiments and then they tested it on the bats that the U.S. has in captivity in the government laboratory in Montana. And the virus worked. It was transmitted in the bats. But there was only one problem, ladies and gentlemen. The kind of bat that the U.S. has in captivity isn't the kind of bat in Southeast Asia. In Montana, they're called Egyptian fruit bats. But the bats in Southeast Asia are called horseshoe bats. Who do you think has those bats in captivity? China. The Wuhan Institute of Virology. You just send it by mail. Oops! What happened? Oh, did I stick myself? There was a lab accident in Wuhan. And incidentally, when the virus appeared, the scientists said, my God, someone was tampering with this kind of virus. This looks not natural. And they said that on February 1st, 2020, in a private phone call of the top scientists that was then released by a Freedom of Information Act. And you know what? 4 days later, those same scientists wrote the first draft of a paper saying this came from nature. That's called a cover-up. And you know what? 4 amino acids that are inserted in this virus don't appear anywhere else in nature in this family of viruses. And in the research proposals for many years, scientists at University of North Carolina and some other places had the idea of putting in that sequence to do certain experiments because they knew it makes the virus most likely much more transmissible and dangerous to people. So they were studying that. And you can find the documents explaining that's the experiment we want to do. And the next thing we know, several years later, 20 million dead.
Phantom said they literally kicked him out of AMP because he didn't sell his soul, bro. Go look at my pinned video of Casanat on the top of my page from 2 years ago. So Phantom said that they kicked him out the Twitter group chats, like all these group chats, and they kicked him out of AMP. Which is actually crazy because this is how you know they have handlers. Because AMP was... Phantom is one of the originators of AMP originally. Casanat was not the face of AMP. He wasn't... He was the star kid, you know? He was the industry plant. And I got off of this type of content because they be on your page a lot. When you speak on certain people, they be feeling like you trying to like bully them and stuff like that. But I'm not bullying nobody, and we just asking certain questions. And then when people that are in these groups are having experiences and they're talking out and they're saying things, because Phantom said that he made this post. I'm not making this up, TikTok. Now, I don't know if this is a fake page, but he said they sold their soul. They mad I won't do it. That's Phantom Snapchat, though. You see the star next to it, right? And of course, there's going to be a lot of things behind the scenes. This might be promotion. This might be fake news. But hey, you don't play with nobody's name like that when you already got millions of conspiracy theorists that's gonna hop on here and immediately make these videos. They know what they doing. And I'm going on a rant too. He's saying they forgot all the shit I did from all that on his main Twitter. So how y'all feel about this situation, man? Holly Net.